Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
When you are sitting in front of wings and draft beer in a pitcher.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I'm sorry. You think about fine dining. There's nothing that's going to...
Even if the restaurant is named after manure?
It's fine. It's a classic dive. The coach from the other team was giving a hard time to our coach, who can give as good as he gets. And it's interesting.
And this is 2 weeks in a row because you had a sort of a...
Well, the other coach was the one that didn't shake hands, but I was sitting over on the sidelines and just observing.
Okay.
Which is where parents should stay. You should not inject yourself into any situation.
Oscar,
especially
in literature, this is called foreshadowing.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oscar, are there still 3 powerful major networks? And we're watching the halftime show.
Right.
And I said, why? He goes, because the sound quality is terrible in this broadcast.
Sound so understated. That's so understated, but so true.
Yeah.
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara halftime show between the Bengals and the Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. What a game we got going here.
Yeah.
Let's get right to the post-game analysis. It's really amazing the way they're doing things. I think that, Rob, I thought that really special the way that they...
Mike,
Joe Burrow is an amazing quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's been said yet, but they really want to...
Get back to CBS, everybody.
It's just, what'd you say?
Truly amazing. You know, I think that Patrick Mahomes has led his team back many, many times. The question is, can he do it again? All the games in the NFL have been so bad. Oscar, I think that I think that the Chiefs are going to start playing like they can.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
I think the Chiefs have a chance to play the way they're going to do that, which is really, they're explosive, and I think it's time for them to do the way it's supposed to go.
I think it's important to note here that the Chiefs are explosive, and it's important that they do it again. What do you think, Oscar?
The Chiefs have to be explosive. I'm not sure if anybody's mentioned that yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and say they have to be explosive.
I heard that. Yeah, explosive is the way they ought to set it. I think it's going to go the whole time. I think it's going to be a really great time. You know, have I mentioned the NFL puts tens of millions of dollars into their broadcast so that they can give us the best pictures? Fortunately, the audio engineers at CBS are still 80-year-old fat guys that can't press the goddamn button. Who decided to put us in front of the speakers over here? Now, let's go to Bill Cowher. Let's go to the CBS Michael Strahan. How does my suit look? How does my suit look?
I especially joined the confusion for those that are just used to things going right.
Yeah.
Because they usually do.
The rarefied era of top flight network television where everything is accounted for.
Yes. And the looks of, is it just me or am I getting a mixed feed in my ear?
A massive salute. By the way, if you didn't watch the Kansas City Bengals game yesterday and you didn't watch the CBS coverage at halftime, I'm sorry, the CBS coverage at halftime, you are, to hell with you. Everybody watched. It's great entertainment. Best sports entertainment I've ever seen. I never thought I'd be jumping on, I never thought I needed to jump on the NFL bandwagon, but I have to tell you, the games, the championship games, 2 overtime games.
So
this is on the heels of the close games leading up to the championship. Just fantastic. And what Oscar's referencing is that when it comes to network television,
It's just, everything is covered. Everything is covered. But we have talked about it for years, both with NBC and CBS. Really, ABC doesn't count. But you have to
Send them a
look
note, Oscar.
with NBC, CBS, Fox, and I would say of the three, Fox brought over a bunch of stuff when they got the NFL to start with, and they brought over a lot of the audio guys.
They stole the technology from radio of the sideline microphones.
It just is astonishing. And look, this can only be two things. This can be technical as far as the mix is concerned and not cutting a certain microphone, or this could be the numbnuts that was doing the pre-gaming for CBS, deciding where they were going to put the set for CBS. And because you saw the columns of speakers where CBS was right in front of them.
I know it's easy to complain, but think how happy you are if you're a Walker Hayes fan. You loved the halftime show.
Mass appeal.
Jeez.
Yes.
Wow.
Why didn't they? I'm curious because it seems to me in the past during the playoffs they've carried the halftime song, right? The concert.
Yeah, but no. Not well. You could do not sometimes.
Okay,
it's more of a Super Bowl thing.
Yeah,
but I've seen it in the playoffs.
You'll get rarely, very rarely.
All right,
like
all right.
they go to analysis and they come right back.
All right.
The only time you have that extra gap of time would be for the Super Bowl. You're thinking bowl games. Bowl games.
You know what? Also Thanksgiving too. They'll do a big show during the Thanksgiving. So I apologize. Misspoke.
My heart goes out to the technical director. Because that guy, he didn't get any sleep. He's looking at Twitter. He can't yell at anybody, but he's the top of the food chain.
I don't even know the hierarchy, Oscar. I don't even know how. Now, if you're talking about the TD, because I have a broadcast journalism background, and you're talking about the guy that calls the shots and literally calls the shots. Camera 2, camera 3, camera. But when you're talking about this. This has I still believe this has a logistical quality. We probably haven't legitimately expressed what happened.
Well, do you want to hear them coming out of spots into the halftime show?
Well, let me set it up first. So CBS does their standard 14 guys on a set yammering away about the first half, and they do the pregame. The pregame, which is as good as the NFL is now and what it's become with parity and competition, the analysis part has been slipping. They literally don't know what to do. Yes, go ahead.
Just for if you're going to lay it out, it's a modular set that they put up. They travel around the country when they're actual big games. If they're going to, and technically they usually don't travel to the games because they're doing
unless it's a championship or a Super Bowl.
Yes, it's a studio. So,
and it is the polar opposite of broadcasting along the lines of Real Sports with Brian Gumbel and More Last Word with Bob Costas, which featured Dominic Foxworth as one of the talking heads this week. Incredibly detailed, in-depth, thought-provocative, just great broadcasting. Yeah. And then you got, I really think that, and it's just clownish. Yeah. It's been clownish for years. So it's useless. And I had it on because it's a championship game. And then it piqued my curiosity because this happened. This is the idea of setting up a halftime set with all the talking heads. You've got your Kurt Menefee. You've got
this is JB.
This is JB, James Brown, our friend James Brown. Yeah. I get these shows mixed up.
Because he jumps around. JB's on both networks.
James Brown, Bill Cowher, Phil Sims,
Boomer.
But let's clarify.
Boomer Esiason.
JB has been with CBS for over a decade.
Yes,
he does not jump around like he
has been on. He was on Fox
years, maybe 15 years ago.
It was a massive hire away,
big deal.
Yes.
When he jumped over there, and then the guy who is on the CBS Morning Show now too. I mean, he's literally a carbon copy career-wise of Michael Strahan, where I think he is an ex-football player.
Yes.
I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy.
Let me pull
but
him up.
every time I've looked at this broadcaster, I think he's talented, but he's new. He's definitely new to the CBS team, and let's just get his name so I get everybody right, because otherwise I don't want to be throwing darts
I'm looking
at
at it
anybody.
right now.
Okay. All right.
Is it Nate? No, it's not Nate.
Yeah, it's
Nate.
Nate.
Right? Nate.
I think it's
Nate
Nate.
Burleson? Or Burles?
I think
What
it's
is it?
Nate
Let me pull it up.
Burleson. I think it's let me look him up. All right.
Yeah,
Nate
Burleson. Yeah.
Nate
Burleson. Yeah.
All right, very good. And they go to the halftime show, which, in the stadium, usually the worst thing that can happen to them is you have some screaming in the background.
Right.
This time they set him up in front of the halftime band. Let's listen to what happened.
Here it is. Is it there? Hill. He's got to beat a defender. And the Bengals make the stop to close out the half. Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
Can we hold on. We're bitching about audio, and then we have. Hey, how are you?
What's going on?
No, I apologize.
What's going on?
What I apologize is for some reason when I saved it.
You can't throw darts at other people's audio if you don't have your together with your own audio.
Right.
You can't do it. It's the ultimate faux pas to sit there and go Tiffany Network online, and then you don't have it together when you just have to play one sound clip.
All right, this is when Boomer made my favorite comment during halftime, okay? Check it.
Safety help over the top. They're really keeping Jamar Chase in the box right now. He's going to have to do something big in the second half to help out his offense. I have no idea what you just said. I can't hear a thing anybody you said. All I know.
That's all we need. That's all we need. That's all we need. It was fantastic, and and everybody starts jumping on it right away. And you, Rob, get the credit for a lot of people online saying, I wonder what Rob's going to say about this. What Rob is going to say. So you immediately jumped on the bandwagon and said, way to go, Tiffany Network. I love it when you say the Tiffany Network.
Well, I still harbor a little bit of a grudge. But the thing is, it was so wild is that I was watching it with my mouth agape, and I said, I can't believe I'm seeing or hearing this. And then I went back and
there was nothing
did it
they could do. There was no. I don't think there was, because I think this was not a technical board op issue nearly as much as this was. That was live audio coming over their microphones, and they were in front of the speakers. They couldn't do anything about
Mike,
it.
That's why I'm not going to be. Look, if it's us, I get it because we're just a ragtag crew, right? But they have so many people that can ask stage management, where's the performance going to be? How are the speakers going to work? How is this going to work?
And we know from our experience that the entire halftime show and pregame show is tightly controlled. Yeah. And it's not like Walker Hayes went out there and improv two songs.
Or
that was over-rehearsed as well.
How many times in the middle of a concert, if something was a broadcast for WHFS,
right,
would they stare at me and say, you go tell that a-hole in the techno studio to turn down his music because it's weeping into the broadcast?
Well, or kill a mic or two or three or four and run a board.
Yeah.
What that guy did, it was obvious to me from the audio. Play another clip of the audio that we've got.
This I love when JB actually had a pretty good line here.
My daughter Katrina told me to work on sign language with you guys because I have no clue. It's a party here in KC, baby. Party in KC. All right. Let me go ahead and just take you to the next segment of our show. And now, folks.
Oh man! Oh
fun
man!
To watch, though.
And being at CBS, I give you a 50-50 chance of any real press release about what happened with that. No, who cares?
My father, I got a chance to watch the games with him. This is the most time I've spent with my father on a regular basis.
Is he becoming more of a football fan, or has he always been a football fan?
No, he's not as mobile as he used to be.
I see.
Right? So he's forced to see me. So when we get there, he will decide to sit on the couch. He won't move further than that unless he absolutely
he's getting on in years, and he's sedentary.
Before I was like, let me go to my office and do something productive. Now
ask Rob, though. You don't have to be on in years to be sedentary.
No, as a matter of fact, that's why all my joints are in perfect shape.
He looks at me and he says,
go ahead.
Oscar, are there still 3 major networks? And I said, what do you mean, Dad? He goes, excuse me, are there still 3 powerful major networks? And we're watching the halftime show.
Right.
And I said, why? He goes, because the sound quality is terrible in this broadcast.
That's so understated, but so true.
Yeah.
I mean, they care about so many things. This is what I think. I think that that it's an excuse to generate more and more revenue. I think that, as I said, the last time I was just stupendously entertained by a pregame show, I can't even tell you when. I'd much rather listen to it now. You want to talk about value? So when they brought in the full-time sideline reporters,
yes,
that's valuable.
Yeah.
Some guy breaks his leg, somebody gets a knee ACL blown out. You want to hear about that, and these people hustle. Mm-hmm. The Aaron Andrews of the world, they hustle and they get down
yesterday.
there. She was fantastic. She looked fantastic, and she was fantastic. She's the gold standard. But they've got her over at Fox, so that's the way that goes. I have to say, counterpoint to the television broadcasts, the halftime shows and all that might have been as mucked up as it could have been mucked up, but man, the video coverage of the game itself and the play-by-play of the game itself,
so great.
Minus one particular really ridiculous part.
What's that?
Look, Tony Romo. You don't say they're going to the Super Bowl until they're going to the Super Bowl, okay? And no one had kicked a field goal yet. Doesn't matter if they're at the 10, 15, 18-yard line. You just don't say that, Tony, with your incredible exuberance. Well, it gets to a point sometimes where I'm just, shut the hell up, please. And you just don't say that.
Right.
By the way, if I'm a Bengals fan and I hear Tony Romo say, and the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl before they've kicked a field goal, I'm like, shut up, please don't do that. But
cringy, very cringy.
Let's take all the broadcasts out of it and just the level of competition. You don't have to have a dog in the fight. Mm-hmm. You can't ignore this if you're a spectator sports fan of any. These games with these just astonishing quarterbacks.
The emotion.
And, you had the A-listers with Patrick Mahomes, and you had Burrows. But, not quite as A-list when you talk about, the Rams and also the San Francisco 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo and Matt Stafford. But the level of competition, it's just evenly matched. Fantastic. It's great.
The Rams team that was assembled is a superstar team. You've got Odell Beckham Jr.
With trades and changes in personnel and giving up a ton of draft picks.
Correct.
They put these pieces in place. A guy that didn't last with the Giants, a guy that didn't last with the Cleveland Browns, and then a guy that gets to L.A. And is in the background. This is what I've always thought about these guys. These big a-holes like Odell Beckham Jr. that are labeled the main guy. They can act like as badly as they want to when they are part of the team and the coach doesn't single them out, and you can get a guy that just does his job at an elite level. It was as far as watching, I never thought the NFL needed more people on the bandwagon to sing its praises, but when you've got that level of competition, that level of sports entertainment, take all the broadcast yammerers out of it, and you get to watch that quality of play. Fun. And I say quality, I'm not necessarily quality. There were some bad moments on all the teams, but just fun to watch, really.
Of the three of us, I'm a distant fourth when it comes to being a sports fan.
I would say eighth.
But even watching it, and you said it yourself, Mike, you don't have to have a dog in the fight. It was just so entertaining because no one was out of it at any point.
I was glad you were watching. You immediately picked up on the CBS halftime show. It was fun. It's just fun. It's just fun to watch.
Foxworth tweeted yesterday, during the game after Cincinnati won the game, and
that's the Bengals, Mike.
And I'm watching, and I'm just seeing the feed. I'm watching everybody's feed that I'm following because I feel like I'm engaged in social media. At least I'm seeing what people are writing. And he wrote, "Imagine being a Browns fan, watching the Bengals go to the Super Bowl, and you're saying to yourself, that was supposed to be us. that was supposed to be us.
Yeah, and it's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And it's difficult, and there's constant movement, and I love it. And I'm one of those guys
Who do you
now.
root for?
They've done it. I root for the Bengals. I root for the underdog.
Yeah.
I root for the city that has never done anything. I root for Joe Burrow, the guy that is just the franchise changer, the cool customer, the baby-faced kid that comes in from Louisiana State University and does what he is advertised. I saw him when he was playing for LSU, and I said the collective, the calmness, the coolness of this guy. And, I tell you, Chiefs fans, everybody gets happy when their team wins the Super Bowl. And the idea of just sitting there going, I was just glad to see that. I was glad to see it. And they've got Cincinnati.
Yes.
Cincinnati. First of all, it's Ohio. And then it's Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay?
They need a W.
They need a W.
The entire
I love
city needs a
the
W.
fact that that this team that has this pocket of it's fun. It's fun to watch, and they're going to be going up against the LA Rams, and the LA Rams, which
in LA,
they bought a team.
Yeah.
They bought a team. They've got the shiny stadium. They've got the LA lifestyle.
And did you see the
It's
shots
going to be
of-
their home court. Go in and kill them, Cincinnati.
Did you see
I'll lay down
sprinkled-
some moolah. I hope there's a decent spread. Yes.
Did you see the sprinkled shots of really bored celebrities at the game? Here's Leo DiCaprio, and he's not even looking at the field.
I don't know who it was, but it was right at the end of the game. It was right at the end of the game when L.A. iced it, and they showed some guy. I think he's an owner.
He's an owner.
Blonde-haired guy.
Yeah.
And next to him is the little silicone lady.
Yes.
That's the hottie, and she is power chugging whatever booze she had in her hand.
Every man in America said that man's doing something right.
Yeah.
Like, my father noticed it, and he goes, that must be a powerful man. And I said, why? He goes, look at him, just watching his team play with his beautiful trophy wife.
And meanwhile, Mike,
I might fly up to D.C. to watch a game with your dad.
Yeah, my
That
dad's
sounds like fun.
he pulls in like some old school machismo. Let me tell you, we're watching. I'm like, whoa, not safe for work.
Funny.
meanwhile, Mike, here's Cedric the Entertainer buying popcorn.
It's great. It's why we're talking about it for 20 minutes, because you have to. You can't ignore it. So 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And I don't know. First time. No, not first time. First time that the championship. Wait, I don't know what it is for LA, but it's going to be kind of cool because last year you had Tampa that played in the Super Bowl venue, and then LA's playing in the Super Bowl, and that stadium
Gorgeous, isn't it?
So,
my God,
very
it's,
cool.
It's almost as nice as FedEx Field. It's so pretty.
But then you still have to go in there with a bunch of stinky, football fans. Ultimately,
but if Leo DiCaprio was in the box, next
Leo's
to you,
up in the box, right? Isn't
Yeah.
Leo up in a box?
He looked. And when
bored.
The shot that they gave him no love, they literally were just like, let's just shoot and put some B-roll down.
Yeah. Mask on his chin.
They could have pretended like he was cheering. No, he was talking to his agent or something. He was just doing his thing.
Have I been seen yet? Can I go?
Yes.
So, congratulations. That was football talk. We're not sports talk, but we do it occasionally,
Quick sidebar.
especially when it's relevant. Yes.
Quick sidebar. I looked for the 4K mic on Fox. And then I took a deep dive because I'm a big nerd, and I tried to figure out why they didn't show the game in 4K on Fox.
So Fox's game wasn't on 4K. Okay, question about
Yes.
this. As someone who did the same thing you did, where I have they're all 4K now.
Yeah,
if you
sure.
buy them within the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I got me, 5 years, I should say. 5 years, 3 years. About 4 years. 4 years. But it says 4K in the box,
Yes,
so it's
yes.
Are you sure that
question
wasn't the
for you.
price?
With DirecTV, no, it wasn't. I got a great deal.
I know, I remember.
The DirecTV.
Yes.
Do you have to have a particular kind of box
A
to get
4K
the 4K?
box?
Is that what you have to have for DirecTV?
I am
They're
not
cagey about it.
because
You
I'm
see
not
4K
because
everywhere.
I'm not DirecTV. I'm not a DirecTV user. I don't know for sure.
Are you, Rob? Are you a
I am.
DirecTV?
You know what? I'll call and find out.
I'm a Comcast guy and I got a
Because you're-
Verizon guy, right? I know for
Okay.
Verizon
Yours comes in on a cable.
on my parents. And I looked this up and I read about it. The 4K game that we watched on Fox almost 3 weeks ago now was a wild card game, and they only show the Super Bowl in 4K, and occasionally it looks like maybe a wild card game in Fox.
It's probably
Fox.
to like run almost like a dry run to make sure they get the Super Bowl
I think so.
right. Yeah.
But I will tell you, Mike, it doesn't matter if you've got a great TV. My parents have an okay TV that's 4K, nothing like Highline.
Right.
Okay.
When you get prompted, this game is available in 4K, and you say okay, it is everything we've been dreaming of.
Really?
Because it's that effing
good.
Sharp.
That good?
Yes.
Have you ever gotten a DirecTV prompt about 4K? I never have.
Never have, and I'll find out. Well, you find out.
I will.
Can you find out and let me know?
Sure. Yeah.
I can call, and I'd like to do it. Well, you know what? I'll find out because I'm going to be running around today. I'll let you know tomorrow.
So
you got to know
that's
what to
awesome.
do.
They're cagey about why they don't do every game in 4K, but I think
They're
Rob is
cagey
right.
about it. And by the way, it's not only football. It can be movies, everything, right? It can be
anything that
musicals.
Fox has technically can be run in 4K.
All right, we will be discussing this later in the broadcast. This is not a shameless promotion for my wife's business.
Yes.
But I had a nose wax yesterday. By the way, the one she posted online is not me, but I hold in my hand underneath this the wax ball from my right nostril.
So you wax the inside of your nose?
Yes, Rob. You wax the inside of your nose.
Oh, I thought it was like the kind of thing where you put the thing on and rip the pores.
No.
Like
no,
what were they called?
I was
Biore
thinking you thought I had hairs coming on the outside of my nose, which I don't. I've seen people that have that.
You don't shave your nose.
I don't shave my nose, but I do have the O'Mara nose hair that has been, just legendary. It was legendary with my father, with my uncle, and I'm looking at it right now.
I can't wait to see this.
Oh, video day,
yeah.
huh?
Well, you get a super close up. You'll see this. And yes, some of them are mostly gray. If you were wondering, the hair inside of your body also. Well, maybe I'll give a tease. We'll just talk about the process. Let's see. All right, hold on. Let me get my camera here.
Right. Oh no. Oh no.
Way.
No.
That is not. Hold on a sec.
No.
Hold on. You get out of the frame, Mike, and then it'll zoom in on that. This is crazy. Okay, now pull it. Now auto. Oh, it's gonna autofocus. It's focus. Pull it back a little bit. Back towards you. There you go.
Ah!
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Man, that's brutal.
You know what that looks like? It looks like a Muppet monster.
Yeah.
Fuzzy but blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A shag carpet.
Yeah.
Cookies. Cookies.
Come on, autofocus. Come on, Sony, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
Figure out what you're doing.
Cookies.
Mike, I don't know that it wants to
It's a
focus.
sad Muppet.
It's the saddest Muppet of them all.
I'm from the inside of Mike's nose.
Here we are.
How much did it hurt?
Gray my hair is.
Oh my God! We will discuss. If you we've got a minute here. It was agony. It was It was
because plucking one nose hair can bring a tear. I've seen
that. That is when you do it all at once. And And by the way, so Carla pulls me away from my sedentary lifestyle, and she says to me, "Okay, it's ready." And then I get over there, and we pull a chair out into the middle of the kitchen, and she's got her little wax bowl that's heating, and she's stirring and she's stirring. I said, "Why did you call me over now?" It's just a little hotter than I want it to be, and I certainly didn't want her to put that into my nose. And so she waits for it, and she waits. She knows because she's a pro at doing this stuff, and she knows when this when this is going to be absolutely right. And then I wait, and so it has to be. If it's too runny, the wax runs off the thing and it won't form a little ball. Right. Then when she gets it where the consistency is right, she takes the ball, shoves it up into my nostril like this, so you can't breathe. It blocks the whole thing off. Right. And then she does 2 on each nostril, 2 balls on each nostril.
Does she leave one nostril open at one point? Does she alternate so you have some airflow? Or no.
I've seen waxing before. I've never seen waxing for your nose.
Yeah.
She's done it a couple of times now to people in her salon, and she is she's good at it. And it really was, as when it was all over, it was just I said, "So how long do I have to wait now?" She said, "A month or 2." And I'm like, "Hello, that's
Don't those
awesome."
hairs prevent COVID from like?
I think they might have some filtering capacity, but I'm not a doctor, and I wasn't prepared to do the. What's that?
Allergies and pollen.
All right, Dr. Bloom. Thank you very much.
welcome.
I'd like to see
Did you
yours.
bring out-
Yours are probably down to your navel.
Oh, they're great. I braid them.
Yeah.
He had cornrows.
All right, thank you.
Did it bring out just hair, or was there any furniture?
There's no furniture. No. So gross. All right.
Have you done your ears?
She looked at my ears, but I didn't have, the barber normally does a little, hair search on the ears when he's doing that. So, and I was in the barber's chair last week. I have to go every 2 weeks now because I'm keeping it extra short.
Yeah. You look good.
Anyway, it was a exercise in a little bit of discomfort. Oh, by the way, speaking of my own hygiene, did I mention to you that the dentist and the hygienist, who was hysterically funny, gave me a glowing report on my choppers after the longest period of time I've ever gone between cleanings, and she was fantastic. She was Canadian, and she almost stop it. She had a voice that was kind of like, but she was so funny. She's talking about her family. We're talking about our family, and she's telling stories about her family. And I suddenly am telling stories about we just had a great time. And then the dentist came in, and something that at the previous dentist's office, the one that had the billboard up on the main highway.
I remember, you
with
were
the husband and wife. The lady that said, well, if you don't mind your child being in pain, I'll lick it. My wife and I were out of there. It was so bad. So I go to this place, and I've had a little pain on my second molar when I would bite down on things. And this was when I went to the other dentist. They said, well, that usually we're not quite sure. They were always big on that. Not quite sure what tooth it is. We don't know. But that could, if you let it go. Their whole deal at the last place was the pitch about doom and gloom.
Yeah.
All right. And the way they vibe it, they even if they're telling you something that's legitimate, they are so doom and gloom, and they're so constantly doom and gloom. Everything requires a procedure. Everything, because they are in it for the bucks. So they are.
They're like dentist chiropractors.
It's horrible. It was horrible. And then if you don't care about your child being in pain, and that's when Carla said, she didn't say F you to the lady right there, but she sure said it when we got to the car, and we were, me, my son, my wife, gone. Permanent. No looking back on that one. That comment got us out there. I follow when it comes to dentists because my wife's super into it. So I just follow, and I'm going, all right, okay. And then COVID, so we didn't go back. So this guy, I'd been complaining about a molar, and this guy at the old office would come in and, well, I think really it could, get down into the root and perhaps go into your jaw, and then, then years down the road, you're not going to be able to see. You'll be blind. I mean, he's doing this whole thing. We have to get you in. I didn't go back for this procedure after he said, they've got to do this, make sure you don't want a root canal, bye-bye. The dentist, the new guy, my age, right? Okay. My age makes a divorce joke about his own situation. So already I'm starting to fall in love, right? I'm starting to fall a little bit. He's in there. This is the comment I get. Your bone structure is really, really great with the teeth. They look good. Your teeth look good. Any particular problems you have? And I said, when I bite down on this, he said, how long? I said, it's been going on a long time. This is his quote. Well, when it goes on a long time, by this time, if it was something really serious, it would have manifested itself. It wouldn't be just when you bit down. I have a theory that it might just be the way the tooth is moving when you put pressure on it. And let me do this. Just goes in. Less than 60 seconds. Like that. Perfect. Nothing. No charge.
He's just doing his job.
Fantastic. I'll get the dentist's name. If you move to Fort Myers, you need a dentist. It's fantastic. And the lady from Canada, from Toronto, who was cleaning my teeth, was cracking me up because she was making jokes about her family. Hysterically funny. 10 doctors. So that was my review. See, sometimes I only tell you about the bad, but I'll tell you about the good. I like when you talk about the good,
and they didn't play any practical jokes on you.
No, and boy, I wish I'd done this prior to going to the dentist's office because I had a couple of.
I was wondering.
It was almost turning into a little bit of a loom there. I hadn't done the clip, but that's it. I'm out. So, that's the segment I don't have to do. I told you about this already. Way to go, dermglowskin.com.
All right.
Thanks for my nose waxing, Carla. We'll be right back, everybody, with more fun and more thrills. And congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals. That's a tiger, by the way, if you were wondering what that is. That's why they have stripes on their helmets. All right, I'm sorry, I got carried away there. Well, that's why.
I thought you said this wasn't a sports show.
Okay, we'll be right back with the homepage right here.
Oh, it's your boy Paulie again. Now, I heard some of you P1s don't have Alexa, but you do have Google Home. Well, guess what? The Mike O'Mara Show is also on Google Home. Check it out. Hey, Google, play the Mike O'Mara Show podcast.
Okay, resuming podcasts. The Mike O'Mara Show, number 2208, full course meal.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our...
That's unfriggin' believable, eh? Take it back, Mike.
Thanks, Paulie. Paulie, I'm sorry I didn't mention you when I was mentioning Twitch and Jim Amato. You've been a big contributor as well, and I thank you for that, and enjoy your retirement from the bus service. That is wonderful, and keep posting those amazing food pictures. You are a truly valued member of our team, and we appreciate that. Hey, welcome back to our show, brought to you by Liquid IV. No better time than right now to make sure you are feeling like your best self, and that's exactly my plan, with the help of my favorite hydration product, Liquid IV. One stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. Plus, Liquid IV has incredible hydration flavors like watermelon, lemon lime, strawberry, pina colada or pina colada, and now grape. Rob's out of his mind.
Grape.
I know. What makes Liquid IV so effective? CTT. That is called cellular transport technology. It's the optimal ratio of glucose, sodium, and potassium to deliver water and nutrients to the bloodstream super fast. Plus, Liquid IV is out to change the world by donating to hospitals, first responders, veterans, and active military. Liquid IV has donated over 19 million servings globally. Grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today at liquidiv.com, promo code TMOS. You know it, you love it, people.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage. I'll be interested to hear what everybody thinks about this. I don't even know if I want to reveal how I feel about it. But I put it at the front of the news because I don't mind it. Sean Penn, he has a lot of interesting things to say. He's a good interview. He doubled down on his belief that today's men have become a little too feminized, especially ones who wear skirts. Sorry, men, Sean won't allow it, not even in the name of making a fashion statement. In an interview with The Independent, he said, quote, "I think that men have, in my view, become quite feminized. I have these very strong women in my life who do not take masculinity as a sign of oppression toward them. There are a lot of, I think, cowardly genes that lead people to surrendering their genes and putting on a skirt." I think he might have been talking figuratively, right? I mean,
I would think
maybe.
so.
I don't think that's a big fashion trend.
Harry Styles, though, right?
Yeah, but that's...
Now, these comments from Sean Penn align with what he said a few weeks ago in a UK interview with iNews, where he said, quote, "I'm in the club that believes that men in American culture have become wildly feminized. I don't think that being a brute or having insensitivity or disrespect for women has anything to do with masculinity or ever did. But I don't think that in order to be fair to women, we should become them." So that's interesting.
I think that it's valid if you say that he's speaking figuratively. I think that, I didn't think of it in that case.
Well, I don't know if it's like wearing a skirt. I think when he says being feminized,
that's what I mean.
think that you get a lot of,
I'm the most feminine cast member on this show. I don't think.
Are you offended?
No, I don't think he understands what he's talking about. Like frankly, if you're Sean Penn, you can probably do whatever the F you want in life, and people will be like, "Yeah, you're right. This is great."
All right, I'm gonna put my own spin on this. I think we've become softer. We've become.
That's not. It's not.
Well, no. I think men. In America, there's a lot of primping and a lot of
taking care of ourselves.
It's not specifically like a cosmetic or type of, but I'm thinking that it's just not. I get the impression that we don't have the same kind of men in society today en masse that we may have had during the Greatest Generation.
I would say the Greatest Generation very rarely waxed the inside of their nose.
Bingo.
Yeah. But the Greatest Generation, how many of them were married to an esthetician who was trying out new experimental things?
This is true.
And, how many of those people, would bring in that show and tell item, which was, I think, a 10. Okay.
It's fantastic.
Are we softer? Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's because we allow. There's this big movement, and God bless you if you're there. And guys and girls have said this, and I don't mean to steal your thunder, Mike. But people, instead of walking around and saying that they're emotional or sensitive, they walk around saying that they're an empath, like they've got a superpower. And I'll never understand it.
I want to dive into that.
Yeah.
All right. I really would like to dive into that because that's happened to you recently, right?
It's happened to me too many times in the last 2 years.
I don't hang out with
Do you
anybody.
think-
I just got the people in the kitchen.
When we say we've gotten softer, does that come hand in hand with having more modern conveniences, though?
I think it goes hand in hand with not being involved in struggle of any kind.
Yeah.
The children of the Greatest Generation that I talk about all the time, my older people. There was a couple in front of me in a Chinese takeout place last week. We went to one of the, because we'd gone to that good Chinese restaurant. Yeah. Michael wanted it, and I
What's
wanted it.
What's it called again?
It was the one that we went to was China Gourmet.
Okay.
I think they're changed. There are a million of them called that.
Right.
And we walk in, and there's two old 70-somethings that are pissing at the guy at the counter who spoke very bad English. And it's just, and the lady goes, I can't understand them. And the guy goes, neither can I. And I'm like, why are you acting? Did anyone teach you? Have you been privileged so long that you literally disregard other human beings? So I walk up after those dinosaurs get out of the way, and I could hardly understand the guy either. I said, I have a carry-out order for Mike. Is it Lomain? I said, yeah. And I said to him, how are you doing today? And he looked seriously like I shot off a cannon next to his head because he was like shocked. He said, I'm doing good. And he just he calmed down for a second.
You're a human.
Good. That's
Be
nice.
human to people, for Christ's sake. Anyway, speaking of great humans, Howard Hesseman, what a great TV character. He died Saturday due to complications from colon surgery, 81 years old. Hesseman, best known for playing rock DJ Dr. Johnny Fever on WKRP in Cincinnati from 1978 to 1982. He brought the character back for a handful of episodes of the new WKRP in Cincinnati, which, didn't really do anything. Here's trivia for you, Rob. What was Johnny Fever's real name? The character's name.
His first name is John, because I remember.
Correct.
I can't think of the last name.
John Caravella.
He's a good boy. He's a good
Great
boy.
trivia question. Hesseman went on to play teacher Charlie Moore on Head of the Class from 86 to 90, and he joined One Day at a Time from 82 to 84 as Sam Royer. Over the years, he also made guest appearances on TV shows like ER, That 70s Show, and Fresh Off the Boat. His films include This Is Spinal Tap, Dr. Detroit, and perhaps the greatest American film ever made, Billy Jack.
You didn't mention two of my favorite all-time movies that he's in both of them. He's in The Sunshine Boys. He plays a TV director in The Sunshine Boys that doesn't give Walter Matthau a job. And he also has a key role in the movie Clue.
Oh, okay.
He's an FBI agent. But anyway, Mike, here's Howard Hesseman
About
at
four
work.
people that'll like that story. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, it's not as good as Billy Jack, certainly.
Billy Jack was a joke.
I know.
That's why I did it, and it was a joke, and you just had to spew your stuff out.
Well, Mike,
you can't keep it in your brain.
Here's Howard Hesseman as the Dr. Johnny Fever.
All right, Cincinnati, it is time for this town to get down. You got Johnny, Dr. Johnny Fever, and I am burning up in here. Woo! We are all in critical condition, babies. But you can tell me where it hurts, because I got the healing prescription here from the big KRP musical medicine cabinet.
There he is.
There he is. That's Dr. Johnny Fever, and rest in peace. So Kanye Y.E.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. I know. I do that every time. Yay. Clearly hasn't been following the Christian messages from his own Sunday services because he's allegedly telling people that Pete Davidson is gay and has AIDS. DJ Academics said on Twitch, quote, Kanye has been telling anyone within an earshot of himself that he's trying to spread a rumor and Pete Davidson has AIDS. I'm telling you, this is a fact. Kanye. I've heard this from 8 people.
8.
He's telling everybody, bruh, if you gotta spread a rumor that the N-word effing your wife got AIDS, you burnt out, bro. Wrap it up. It's over. That's DJ Academic saying that. I agree, by the way. While some sources say these claims are nonsense, others have also added that Ye is also saying Pizza Junkie. Oh, and let's not forget he still wants to have him beat up.
Yes, of course, of course.
The strangest, embarrassing set of events of like, think about it. The man survived walking onto the TMZ set and spouting off about Donald Trump.
Right.
So he gets through all of that, and then finally they're like, "Enough. We're going to get divorced." And at that point, he could move on with his life
easily.
But he's like a cartoon character running around town on these shows where you're like, why are you talking about this? This is crazy.
Incidentally, when you're talking about Pete Davidson, Pete Davidson is someone. They were broken up when he started seeing Kim Kardashian. She was out of the house, and maybe even divorced.
There is a skinny. No, she had filed for divorce.
Right.
And the weekend she was on SNL.
Yeah.
Kanye alleges, and I only know this because it comes up on my feed.
Right.
Kanye alleges that he took a private plane to LAX and met with Ray J, who she made the sex tape with.
Right.
Had apparently bought the laptop where Ray J kept the original file of that sex tape.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it at the airport, got back on the plane, didn't even leave the airport, and then flew back to New York to show this to Kim as like a token of how much he loves her. That he got the original files of the sex tape.
Like, what is it, like an NFT now?
A decade ago.
And the sex tape that launched her stardom?
That everyone has seen already.
He claims that she teared up, cried, they had a moment, and then that night she's kissing Pete Davidson on television.
Well, it's special.
But here's Kanye's new favorite joke, Mike. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Pizza.
Pizza who?
Pizza Junkie.
On the fly. Well done.
I will tell you, if the marriage was over and Pete Davidson was the next guy that one of my ex-wives was seeing, he'd be the kind of guy that I would probably sit down with and go, I think she's done real well.
Yeah.
Because Pete Davidson just is so disarming.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's able to, pull what he pulls. So anyway, the Northeast still digging out from this weekend's blizzard. Some places got over 2 feet of snow on Saturday, and a few spots had close to hurricane force winds. Some areas of Cape Cod saw wind gusts over 80 miles an hour. Here are a few of the biggest records broken. Boston, 23.6 inches of snow on Saturday.
Did you call your sister?
Yeah, you know where she was?
Where?
She was up in Vermont skiing, and they weren't going to get that kind of snow. They're retired now, both of them. They're old. So they're retired, and they get to do whatever. And we're going to see them when they come down tomorrow. It's no fun anymore when she was out. When my brother-in-law was still working and they were slaying the dragon, and I could call and go, "Hey, I think I'm going to wear a golf shirt tomorrow." And she'd go, "F you," and it would be fun. Now it's just like, "Oh, is it? Are they getting a blizzard?" It's so disappointing.
Are they getting a blizzard?
Yeah, it sucks. Let's see. Atlantic City crushed its record for the most snow in a month of January, over 33 inches, up from 20.3 in January of '87, all the way back in '87. It was also the snowiest January 29th on record for Philadelphia and New York City by a long shot. Central Park, 7.3 inches on Saturday, beating the old record of 4.3, set 118 years ago. Luckily, some of that snow should melt as temperatures are going to rise later this week. You guys did okay, right? Not a big deal?
Dusting.
Not even worth mentioning. I called my brother.
Kind of sad.
Who's in Boston. And it was funny to see them dig out of what is normal to them. Like, they weren't as shocked as we were in Boston.
Right.
What's weird, Mike, is the Eastern Shore got slammed. My dad wasn't there to see it, but there's a lot of it down at his place there.
Yeah, Krabby Joe's. I got a foot of snow down here right now. Now a little something. A 31-year-old man in Germany ended up in the hospital after he played a virtual reality video game too much and broke his own neck.
Oh, no.
He showed up at a hospital with a sharp pain in his shoulder, but it was caused by a fracture in his C7 vertebrae, which is at the base of your neck. It's easy, as I've proven, to trip and fall when you're wearing a VR headset, but that's not what happened. It turned out he had a stress fracture from doing a repeated motion too much. He told them he played video games for up to 4 hours a day. They didn't say what game he was playing, but his injury resembled something called a clay shoveler's fracture that clay miners used to get from shoveling dirt and throwing it over their shoulder all day. He had to wear a neck brace to support his neck for 6 weeks until the bone healed, but he made a full recovery after 3 months. They think it's the first reported case of a stress fracture caused by a virtual reality game. When asked about it, the man said, "Piss off, I just got Kelly DeVay."
I take everything back about what I said about Sean Penn's thought line and the thought process on this. This doesn't make sense. If you're getting hurt with video games, well, it's over. It's over.
I'm a grown man in my 40s. Video games. Yes, Lee. La, la, la. Life is good. We'll take a break, and we will come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, whoa. Hello, everybody. This is Bob Barker. And yes, I'm still alive. When I was hosting The Price is Right from Television City in Hollywood, we played a lot of pricing games. Barker's Bargain Bar, Hole in One, Punch a Bunch, Grocery Game, Golden Road, Plinko, and of course the lamest one of all, the bonus game. I hated the bonus game. If you want a good bonus, why not try the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show? Blah, blah, blah. I like when they say bad words. That's how much it meant to me. You can buy it at MikeO'MaraShow.com. It's a fun way to support TMOS. Thank you. And don't forget to help control the internet population. Have your podcasters spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody. Pretty good idea to turn on the microphone when you're going to talk. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Even in the best schools, your child probably isn't getting the one-on-one teaching that they need to reach their potential. In a big classroom, teachers just don't have the time to focus their approach. At Byju's Future School, students get personalized attention and a world-class learning experience completely online to supplement their in-person school education. Byju's math and music courses help build a core of knowledge and self-confidence. And with Byju's coding course, students get the fundamentals of coding through their favorite games like Roblox, Minecraft. They'll have tons of fun while learning about the technology that makes games, apps, and cryptocurrencies possible. Oscar enrolled his nephew, and he's loving it. Join the millions of parents accelerating their kids' learning today. Right now, Byju's Future School is offering our listeners the first class free. Just go to byjus.com/podcast to sign up for your first class absolutely free. That's byjus.com/podcast, and we appreciate their advertising on the Mike O'Mara Show. Check out Byju's. We love them. Welcome back to the show. Whoa. I've been delaying this, and normally this is something I should probably lead with, but I didn't do it, probably due to my own embarrassment at being that dad.
You're that dad?
One of my favorite, probably my favorite part, as my life has evolved and as it has changed. Fridays to me used to mean, hey, go out and carouse and have some great times and, go out and drink and stay out and party and do that. I will tell you that Fridays now, at least recently, and we only have 1 or 2 more games left, Fridays have become a great tradition where my wife and I take our little plastic barrel and drag it over with our little camp chairs and sit down and have a fantastic night watching flag football. I'm watching the 7 and 8-year-olds run around like crazy and enjoy themselves. We've gotten to know a lot of the parents out there. It's fun.
Michael's team is the Buccaneers, right?
The Buccaneers, and they played the Patriots on Friday, and it was a good time was had by all. However, I will tell you this, that two things happened to me. Number one, I experienced the worst traffic I have ever experienced coming from Happy Valley to right directly to the field.
How long of a trip is that?
It's by mileage, less than 10 miles. By time, an hour.
Why? Any reason it took so long this time?
It's they're building and building and building. It's Northern Virginia. It's turning into Northern Virginia down here. So, but it's Friday, and Friday is an unusually heavy night anyway. But normally, I lingered at Happy Valley and had a brew with the boys, and because thinking that maybe if I wait a little longer, it would dissipate, but it really didn't. In fact, it probably got worse. So I'm late, and I'm super stressed out. And I've had one beer, and I'm a little bit stressed. All right.
Okay.
So I get to the game. And the game is in progress, and I forgot what the score was. But of all the games those little crumb crunchers have played, this one's close. This one is really, really competitive. And it becomes immediately obvious to me that the coach for the other team is a little more intense than I would like to see when you are around. Now, they all yell like, hey, listen up, come on. Hey, Brian, come over here. It's all like that. The coach for the other team was giving a hard time to our coach, who can give as good as he gets. And it's interesting.
And this is 2 weeks in a row because you had a sort of a...
Well, the other coach was the one that didn't shake hands, but I was sitting over on the sidelines and just observing.
Okay.
Which is where parents should stay. You should not inject yourself into any situation.
Oscar, especially in literature, this is called foreshadowing.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Especially when you are, 62 years old.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there watching this guy, and suddenly what is a passive, enjoyable viewing of a sport where you'd love to see your son win, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
Becomes, man, I really want them to beat this a-hole. Because he's so obnoxious. And then the coup de grace was I look on his wrist. Mind you, it's flag football,
right? And
they are coaching 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
And on his forearm, wrapped around is, you know how the NFL quarterbacks have the playbook on there? He's got a playbook on his forearm.
Oh, no.
And I suddenly go from, are you kidding? Are you really, really kidding me? With 8-year-olds that run around like they're on a playground, and and it just became, it went from me wanting to see them win to just like, oh, God, this guy, we got a toddler that's coaching children, and I'm just laser focused. I'm in a bad mood because I was late to the game, and I'm looking, and we go on, and then it's just like, this guy is screaming, and they're leading at the end of the game by an extra point.
Okay.
And the guy goes, come on, we're going to beat him this time, we're going to beat him. I'm like, oh my God. And one other thing happened during the game. The coach of the other team, when our team had run 2 plays, claimed that it was 4th down on the next play, when it wasn't. And everybody, all the parents on the side, knew that it was 4th down. And he bullied the high school student referees into letting them take the ball over. That was earlier. That was early before I even noticed the plays on the side. So a little combination of everything. But here's the moral of this story, people. All right. Don't be that dad. And when I say don't be that dad, I say this because within me, very close to the surface, that dad wants to come out and play. That dad is just below the surface.
Bubbling under, Mike? Bubbling under?
Bubbling under, but in my case, not bubbling under.
I see.
So the game ends, and the Buccaneers lose, and my son is coming off the field, and they haven't lost one game. So a couple of the kids, including my son, the waterworks are going.
Yeah,
he does that. He's 8.
It's a good life lesson.
I'm consoling him, and then as I'm doing that, the coach is walking off the field, the bad coach, and I said, "Good game, coach," and he ignores me.
Oh boy!
And so that's fine, right? Normally you go back and sit there, pack up your stuff.
What kind of tone did you throw out the good game, coach?
Good, legitimate,
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
Sincere.
No, absolutely no crap whatsoever. Because it set me off when he said. But I said because I was saying to myself, Oscar,
let me show.
That's what the good dad.
Yeah,
that's what the good dad does.
Yeah,
right in front of your son.
That's an example.
Game,
It's a
and he
teaching
ignores
moment.
me.
Yeah.
And I'm not having it. I said, good game, coach.
Okay.
And he looks over at me. By this time, he's over on the far end. And I hear him say, it's on and you. And I didn't even hear it. But I lip sync to him. I look at him and I go. And then he goes nuts. You're sour. You're sour.
Sour.
And I get out of my chair. And as soon as I get out of my chair, I hear no, and people are getting in front of me and stuff.
Mr. Sourpuss.
And I'm using the line, I just want to talk to him.
Sure,
and,
you've said this before.
And I think what I said to him, but I walk away. I have a little momentary contact where I refer to him as, you're a little man. You're a small little man. You're a very, very little man. And then I walk, and he's going, you're sour. And I realize, and this is less than 30 seconds. And it could have escalated if I'd chosen to be the escalator. Absolutely, it could have. And I immediately turn around and realize what I'm doing, and I'm highly embarrassed.
You antagonized, though.
I was antagonized, but you don't. You become him. It's like when you have a fight with anybody, Oscar, when you have an altercation with your wife or your lover or anybody, when they're fighting with you, if you go lower, you become the bad guy. I became the bad guy. And I had this one coach, I had this one little guy with some sort of, just a tiny man going, it's just football, man. It's just football. And I really wanted to scream at him at the top of it. It's not football. It's just flag football. We're out here having fun. And he's got the plays on his forearm. But I didn't say that. So it was a scene. It was a bit of a scene.
This is not. If we were going to bet on any of my friends that would cause this, it's you. Because...
Thank you.
It just is.
Thanks for the compliment.
This is who you are.
No, the thing is that it's not who he is.
Whoa. What?
This is who you are. You just can't keep it in your pants. If something bothers you, you will find a way to engage. And if something happens after that, all bets are off.
I think a couple things led up to it. I don't think it would have gone quite so bad if you hadn't hit the traffic. But also...
It's the traffic's fault?
Well, no, he's
a grown man.
The problem, Mike, was the second I said good game coach. If you had just left it with good game coach...
And then just if he was a snoot about it, you already knew he would have been okay.
He's sour.
Yeah.
He's the sour
guy. You're sweet.
Yeah. Like
I'm going to be so quiet Friday night. Oh, and then my wife, because I arrived, we took separate cars.
Yes.
We took separate cars. So apparently this guy's walking by Carla. I was already in my car and heading out. He walked by Carla. He said, see you next week. Because Carla was right next to me when this was going on. So he's a nad.
Do they play again the same team next week?
I don't think so. No, I think it's another team, but I don't know. Nobody knows. That's another thing. You don't know the score. You don't know the schedule. You don't know where they're running. You don't know when it's a first down. You don't know whether it's down. You don't know what down it is either, because these high school kids that do this, and I haven't cared up until this point. These high school kids were so totally intimidated by this coach, and these high school kids, you know what they do? They check their watch to see when the game's over. They basically stand there and they throw a flag where the football stops. That's it.
I don't know what down it is.
Do you? Did
We're
anybody?
Running so late.
Did anybody else come up to you, another father, say, "Hey, man, totally get it. The guy's a dick."
I don't want to. I'll tell you off air about what happened. I don't want to do anything because I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Got it.
Understood.
All right, and that would be the one thing that even if it was, right now nobody can really get in trouble.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just the way it is, unless you did some real research. Somebody came in and that made us feel both very, very good about that.
What was your son embarrassed? Because when my mom would go off,
because he was into his
so embarrassed.
No, he was into his own world. He
Okay,
didn't.
yeah.
It was so quick. It was so fast. But it was a scene, and he could have been embarrassed if he had seen what was going on. But no, it wasn't that kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, I mean, really, I'm 62 years old. Stop it. Stop it. I can't be that guy ananymore. By the way, I say yes. Go ahead.
Any alcohol involved?
We got to take a break, and when we come back,
Any sour mix.
little wine. Yeah, look at how proud of himself he is. I'm gonna have a fight with him. Anyway,
You know what?
take a break.
His problem is he's sour.
Where are we in the show?
We have one more segment before we go to the town.
Oh, okay. Hurry up.
Hurry.
It's that time of year, Jim.
Time for what?
Time to fall in love with love once again.
That's right. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and you're not going to want to miss out on getting a gift for that someone special.
How about a Derm Glow Skin gift certificate?
Maybe a cute stuffed teddy bear?
Who doesn't like a delicious box of chocolates? Perhaps a nice Whitman sampler, or maybe Godiva.
Or how about a romantic picture frame with a picture of you and your sweetheart in it?
Whatever you choose to give can be found at the Mike O'Mara Shopping Center. Click the link at MikeO'MaraShow.com and get shopping today.
Time's a-fleetin'. You better hurry.
Hey, they're back. Thanks, boys. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Theragun. Don't let the stress of daily life weigh on your body, whether you're an elite athlete or someone like me just trying to be tension-free. Theragun can help you. Theragun is the handheld percussive device. That's going so fast. Hold on a second. God damn it.
Happy to have them back, by the way.
Yeah, good
We're
folks.
very happy. Yeah, that's why I'm doing such a good job here. Theragun, let me start again, is the handheld percussive therapy device that releases your deepest muscle tension using depth, speed, and power, and it's as quiet as an electric toothbrush. The Gen 4 Theragun gets to the source of the pain by releasing tension using Theragun's signature percussive therapy, which goes 60% deeper than vibration alone. There's no substitute for the Theragun Gen 4. The OLED screen and design is absolutely amazing. Theragun is trusted by 250 professional sports teams like Real Madrid and also athletes, elite athletes like Paul, George, and Ringo. No, I'm sorry. Paul George, DeAndre Hopkins, Maria Sharapova, plus hundreds of thousands of customers and me. I use it all the time, Ramen. And you should too. Try Theragun for 30 days, starting at only $199. Go to therabody.com/TMOS right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's therabody.com/TMOS. Remember, therabody.com/TMOS. And we thank you. Yeah, okay. So it was, just to wrap it up, it was, I'm not proud. Not proud at all. Woke up not proud. That's when you know something's really in your craw. Was it the biggest deal in the world? Was the guy a jerk? Absolutely. Shouldn't be coaching kids.
Well, I mean, it's the whole thing about putting kids in sports at that age is to teach them lessons. Sportsmanship, friendliness, shaking of hands. They're not in it to be elite athletes. And if you set a bad example at that level, you're building a bad foundation.
It's also much more competitive in Florida than the DMV. It's just
no. Oh no! I don't think so. No, sir. No.
You can play sports year round. You probably have better athletes.
No, I think the nature of the beast is it's everywhere. This is a super chill group of people. There have been 2 weeks in a row where it's been like this, and even the guy that was the grandfather that didn't shake hands with our coach, not nearly in the same ballpark. This guy was an anomaly and went out of his way to goad and and just pick on the refs and everything. He was a bully.
Well,
and I don't suffer bullies that well, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm certainly not going to go over and throw a right hand at the guy. I'm not doing that. So I should sit my fat ass down and shut the F up at the end of the game. By the way, it's not going to matter. In the long run, it's not going to matter. Oscar's right, though. If it's in my heart, it comes out of my sleeve. I can't help myself. Yeah. It's terrible, and I can't do this anymore because I'm too old for this behavior.
But it's okay to care, Mike. It's okay to care, and also the fact that he's wearing plays on his wrist means that he's not doing it for the kids. He's doing it for himself.
Here's the way I look at this. I could say this, and this would be wrong too. I could say I wish some of the 35 to 45 somethings would speak up, but they were, but that's not good too. I don't want that dad on our sideline, and I'm sure the parents feel that way about me. I'm sure they feel that way about me to a degree. It's a small group, but he's
a talk show host.
Yeah. When you left in your separate car, did gravel kick up behind your tires?
No.
Okay, just checking.
No, I was embarrassed that I let it get to me like that.
You slinked out?
I was no, and then we went out and we had a really, really nice dinner afterwards with my son, and then we had a 10 weekend. It was a great weekend. We went to Buffalo Chips. Everything was fine. It was really. By the way, when you are sitting in front of wings and draft beer in a pitcher.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I'm sorry. You think about fine dining. There's nothing that's going to...
Even if the restaurant is named after manure?
It's fine. It's a classic dive. It is a classic dive, and it is the best dive down here. It's a place called Buffalo Chips. If you're ever in Bonita Springs, Florida, I don't get any compensation. Don't know anybody from Adam in that joint, but we go, and if you want to go into a great dive bar with the best wings down here you will eat, go to Buffalo Chips. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And it was our second location because we went the one right across the street where all the Iowans go. And, I have a new name for that place, Disinterested.
The Disinterested?
That's what it should be called. No, we went in. Absolute, the longest bar you will ever see. Every ass in every chair taken. And probably, I am not exaggerating, 9 tables just covered with food, not touched. And we couldn't find a place to sit, and so we moved way down the road, but then we went to our dive, and our dive had a totally different vibe. It's all about the televisions in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like bars. I don't like bars that are all about the televisions. I like bars where there's a gentle
bar.
Conversation going on.
It's a bar,
like a Hooters.
I'm not allowed.
What was that place we went? There was like a what was it, like a
the Tilted Kill?
A lumberjack? Was it a lumberjack theme?
Massive disappointment.
Yeah.
When Oscar made us drive like 50 miles out of our way.
Twin Peaks? No, that's a different guy.
No, but we went to the Tilted Kill, didn't we?
Yeah, and it was horrible. It was horrible.
Horrible.
Twin Peaks,
terrible food.
Do you have Twin Peaks in Florida yet? Let me look at that.
Do we have Twin Peaks in Florida?
Yes. If you have that, let me tell you. You're
Oscar, you don't need to go into your phone.
You do? No?
It's within 3 miles of here.
You've never mentioned it.
I don't go.
Why not?
I get in trouble if I go.
It was a great
From
TV.
who?
It was a great TV show.
From my wife, okay?
My wife.
And there's your masculinity for you. By the way, there's the corner. I am also of the belief that it's so pervy.
You're helping
it's
those
so
girls
pervy.
from nursing school. You know that.
80-year-old men staring at the ass of some 22-year-old. It's disgusting. There, I'm a prude. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This man is lying, America. He is lying.
Shut up. Anywho, it's
He's just sour.
He's sour, and he's lying. He goes.
But
at
there's
least
something.
once a week.
Do you believe that you can go? That you can go. First of all, I've been there.
You have? Really?
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I've been there. It's not like I've never been since the place opened. But I will tell you that the Buffalo Chip. I am not a connoisseur of draft beer. I'm not.
Right.
I am a connoisseur of, it's a specific kind of beer. It's Michelob Ultra on tap, poured over their pitchers, which have that little ice tower in the middle, that little stainless steel insert, which is just
great.
The best.
Well, I tell you what, Mike, even bad
draft
beer
is the best.
Even bad beer is elevated when it is cold. It's got to be
ice cold, baby.
Like
yeah,
Twin
baby.
Peaks.
Yeah.
You see the temperature.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
The Tilted Kill.
Thank you very much.
Warmest beer in town.
If you come down, we'll go.
Oh, I'd love to go.
You
should
just drop them off.
This is a pro tip, Mike. I know you like looking for people you meet online, like the pervert you are. Like that one time we went to the doctors and found the young lady like on Facebook and found her and friended her. Remember, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
What?
Didn't you go and see a doctor and then you found her on Facebook literally in the parking lot?
That was a phisian.
Oh, excuse me,
a physician's assistant.
Yes.
I thought the way it was talking about the doctors was a nightclub. We're going to be called
That's
the
what
doctors.
it said.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it
That's
at first
the way you
either.
treated it. A physician's assistant.
Yeah.
So how does that relate to what we're talking about? Yes.
Each Twin Peaks has their own Instagram account.
Okay.
For your region.
Really? This I did not know.
Yes.
I didn't know. I'm the pervert, though.
Yeah.
This I did not know.
Look, this is just a tradecraft. So
that's exactly what it is.
If you wanted to learn more about the young ladies that you're putting through nursing school, or
Right.
the first, second year in college, you could go to that because usually they are tagged individually from that Twin Peaks account.
Yes, it's all about their regions. Mike.
Yes.
No, the one time that I was in there, it's so large, it's so spread out, and it kind of had a vibe I don't like super big anymore. I don't like the super cavernous big box store bars.
Yeah.
I kind of like going into a more intimate environment,
tavern.
especially if the food's good. Oscar, I'm aging out.
No, you're not aging
No.
I got a group of guys from Cocoonville that had, and most of them were single, and they had for a while last summer, or maybe the summer before, had a standing kind of deal where they went over there.
Yeah.
And
You were
it was just, I saw all of them, and I looked at these pictures, and they was, making Tasmanian devil sounds, and then the waitress comes around. Hi, how you doing? It's just, I don't know. There's
She
something
could
about
work
that.
it, Mike.
Even in my heyday, I probably wouldn't have been totally into that. I was never totally into Hooters either.
Okay.
It's a forced vibe that bugs me. I am more of the ballet.
Yeah.
I think that's more pure.
Yeah.
I think that's more pure, and more clothes come off in the ballet.
I remember
Do
the
you
first
understand
time.
what I'm
It's more
saying?
expensive.
Yeah.
It's more expensive. Well, it's more expensive. You spend what you need to spend. Yes, go ahead.
I always loved the fact that you call it the ballet. One time we were on a trip and you said, "Would you like to go to the ballet?"
Yes.
I said-
Might have been Iowa, right?
No, it was before Iowa. I think it was LA
Okay.
for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Well, L.A., I did go to the ballet. Oscar and I went to the ballet. in LA.
Sure.
Did we? Did
No,
we go?
in Iowa.
That was you, Rob. That was
On
you.
Iowa.
You and I went. That was a disappointment, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
right?
it was. But it was
we weren't there that long. That's another thing about me when it comes to the ballet.
you don't need
Oscar
to stay
says-
for the second act.
Oh, no, I can't. I am paid to do a nice broadcast, to come in here if I'm feeling poorly or something bad has happened in my world, to still be entertaining. I'm not paid to do that when I go into a place and I've got to look at somebody that has no business being on that pole.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Sorry. I'm not going to sit there and go, hey, wow. No, that's absurd. That to me is absurd. I know guys that wouldn't care, naked is naked. And they'd be like, let's just say, where are you going? It's great. They're naked. No, I'm sorry. We're looking at Melissa McCarthy up there, and I'm not staying for another beer. Thank you very much. That's just the way I look at it. Now people are going to say, he said something terrible about Melissa.
Look,
now I'm that dad again.
In Los Angeles.
you're not.
When you're in a town like that's, especially in a town like Los Angeles, you expect all of the clubs to be nice.
Yes.
Precisely.
So the disappointment, I think your level of talent or employee, you're like, maybe, but you expect the best.
When's the last time you went across? When's the last time you?
In LA?
Oh, you can't go across the street anymore, so you probably haven't been.
No,
across the street, right?
There's ever since the pandemic, those extracurricular activities. I'm looking forward to the world opening up again. Let me tell you.
All right. Yeah. Hey, and you got a new one down the street. One of the old classics too, down the street from the studio, right?
As it was told to me, it used to be Josephine's.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Well, then there's Camelot.
Well,
down
Camelot
there still,
remains.
right?
And what's the other one? It's M something because it's on M Street. Empire.
Empire.
Yeah, Empire with a
there
capital
you go.
M.
Look forward to those reports. We got to take a break. Thank you. That was it. That was a window on my soul. Yep. I'm a bad dad at a football game, and I'm a perv. Thank you very much. That's what I took away from this. But other than that, life is good. Anyway, they have their own Instagram account. I think the perv is from
region.
Bolivia.
By region.
Yeah, by region. Thank you. We'll take a break. Come back with your Soundtown right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Yeah, boy! Rick Schofield, let's kick it. O'Mara. Woo! Oh, yeah. All right, stop. Tuning in and listen.
Mike is back with the podcast invention. Download TMOS on the daily. Become a P1 just like Share It Daily. Mike, Oscar, Rob, and Pony. That's the crew of my podcast home.
I got a fever.
And the only prescription
is an annual bonus subscription.
Go to MichaelMarashow.com.
Like the views of a comedy laugh bomb.
iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Spotify, make your smartphone richer. Love it or leave it, you better hit play. You'll eat it all up, yo.
The whole tray?
If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while Pony revolves. Mike, baby.
Fascinating. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Sleep Number. A healthy lifestyle depends on quality sleep, and not all sleep is equal. You need restful sleep to get all the benefits of quality sleep. Your sleep efficiency is the amount of restful sleep you have at night and is a key part of your overall sleep health. Sleepers who routinely use their Sleep Number 360 smart bed features get almost 100 hours more of proven quality sleep per year. That's more than 4 days. All day. So to improve your sleep health, don't skip meals, soak up some natural daylight, watch your sugar and alcohol intake, avoid heavy meals 3 hours before bedtime, and exercise regularly. But the best advice, be like me. Get a Sleep Number bed. I wouldn't sleep on anything else because a great day starts the night before. My Sleep Number setting is a 70. Carla is still at a 65. Discover special offers now for a limited time at your local Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com/TMOS. Sleep Number, proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep, everybody.
Did you hear that? Listen about a sound. Do you hear? There's a new sound.
Soundtown.
I bring this up, Mike, only because you teased it and we didn't get to it today. Will you be watching the Betty White special tonight, the tribute special?
And as soon as I saw it promoted, it just looks funny. She makes me laugh.
She does.
She is. That's the only reason I'm going to watch it. I think she's sweet. I think she's a great lady. And I know when people pass away, they say nice things about them. I'm not going anywhere in that area. I'm simply going to say she was hysterically funny. Nobody did the sweet old lady saying the horrible things better. She owned it, Betty White.
And to promote it, Cher released something. I think this was on Instagram, a clip of her singing. And you know what?
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, she still looks good, and she sounds pretty good, too.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
I'm just shocked they're rolling it at 10. I thought that would be a 8 o'clock.
I don't get that either. I don't get that. That's NBC.
They blew it. They absolutely blew it.
That's NBC. That's NBC NBCing it. I don't get that at all.
You turned into a bird.
No, you know what? That's NBC, whore NBC, that says we're going to put it on at 10 because we're going to grab a lot of people to watch it on Peacock. That's what we're trying to do. That's exactly what that game is all about.
They released only one other clip from it, from the Betty White special.
Safety help over the top. They're really keeping Jamar Chase in the box right now. He's going to have to do something big in the second
That's
half.
CBS, Rob.
What's that?
CBS.
I can't hear you.
CBS.
Do you ever, you spent enough time in Boston, you might know Channel 5 WCVB TV? That's one of the
not that. I never really spent. I go up and I visit and I go to a game and I'm passing through, But I tried to get into Boston University, but I got rejected.
Declined.
Yeah, declined. They said you're too much of a perv and you're going to be that bad dad at the football game.
They could have saved you. So they got 2 feet of snow, and when you get 2 feet of snow, you send a man on the street out to cover people in the street. This is great. They ask one question about the snow before they get to another topic in Boston.
We just lost cable a little while ago, so that's why we went for a walk.
How long have you lived here for?
Like 20 years.
Where does this rank in terms of storms?
This was a pretty good one. Top 5.
Have you heard the news about Tom Brady?
Yeah, not great. I don't know. Is Gronk next then, I guess?
Where are you guys trying to go right now?
We're trying to find an open Dunkin' Donuts.
So funny.
So Boston.
It's very Boston.
That interview is so totally
and for
Boston.
the rest, I kid you not, the rest of the day, all of these shots from other networks.
Yeah.
Were like, I guess people are trying to go to Dunkin' Donuts because this went viral right away.
Yeah. I was driving down here where I think it was 38, 39 degrees at the coldest. And I drive my kid to piano lessons all the way downtown, and I drive by a Krispy Kreme around the block. The cold temperature. Eat bad with I'm having beer and wings. That's what it was. It was an eating weekend. It was fun.
Let's close with this. Oscar was kind enough to send this along. This is a great TikTok video. TikTok.
Internet.
Okay. A dad had just gotten a new TV, and they fake him out. They do a screen capture of a broken screen.
They put a graphic, of a broken screen on the screen.
Like a big crack on this big screen TV, and then they slam a basketball down on a table, and hilarity ensues, okay?
Oh my God, Jessica, what did you do?
Oh my God, no.
These are the kids.
Oh my God, Jessica.
No. Oh my God, I didn't mean to.
The mom.
What an accident.
Here comes Dad.
Oh, for God's sake! What the is the matter with you guys? That's brand new, it's like a week old! There's a basketball net out front!
That would have been me.
Videotaping this TikTok shit. Why don't you guys read a book or something? Sorry, Dad.
Why don't you read a book or something?
Oh my God,
Mike,
that's
all
the
I
best.
got.
That is the best. I love that. Oh my God, that is fantastic. Well done. Oh wow. Oh, I could hear that 20 times. I'm gonna go watch that video and says, read a book or something. Take that basketball out front. Oh, what
There's
a
a
great
hoop
dad.
out front.
Wow, I bet he would have yelled at that guy, that coach.
Might have been that
anyway.
coach.
That's it. We got to get out of here. We'll be back with a brand new episode tomorrow. You are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll be back with brand new stuff on Tuesday. Everybody, for Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
You're playing golf and you're going to like it. What about my asthma? I'll give you asthma.
Sayonara, sucker!
Wow.